Hello, hello. Welcome back, my friends. We always appreciate your time. We are talking IMTS, and we are talking Matsuura. Yes, Matsuura, those beautiful blue machines that you know and love, all of you out there. We're going to visit this booth. I got my buddy Tom here with me today. We're going to talk all things Matsuura, definitely the additive side, as Tom is an expert, but we also have Paul, and we also have Arthur, and we love pallet change systems, and I've been to Japan and seen it firsthand, all the hand scraping. I mean, brilliant company. The booth number is 338-630. The MTDCNC team will be there on Tuesday from 12:30 to 2:30, and we hope to see you there as well. But join them all week. Join Tom all week long, Monday through Saturday. Tom, IMTS, we're headed to your booth. You're famous for 5-axis. You're famous for pallet change. You're famous for additive. What are we going to see? Welcome back to the Gunn Show, my friends. This is the VIP edition.
Well, you'll see all of that and then a little bit more.
Nice.
What we think we've come up with this year is a collaboration between machines. So we're working on parts that were printed on our 5-axis machines. We're showing multiple materials on a MAM system that with pallet changes, and all of our information, all of our machines are fully automated, run unattended, hit go and walk away. As you stated so eloquently many times.
It's easy to state. It's easy to eloquently state. You make our jobs easy when we talk about Matsuura, that's for sure. Are our friends from Japan going to join us as well?
Actually,
are we going to get to see those guys?
And Yudo will both be there all week.
So nice, those guys.
And we might even get them to sing a little karaoke.
Really?
Oh.
Are we invited to that?
Maybe.
Paul has the best voice. Do you want to sing for us right now?
No, it's a bit of a sore throat today.
Is it?
Yeah, too much last night.
Yeah, Arthur, you want to sing for us?
No, with Paul, we were karaokeing all night. So.
All right, Paul, I'll open it up to you, my friend. You've had a relationship with Matsuura for about as long as I can remember. I mean, Matsuura has been a friend of MTD for a long time, and you have had probably at this point hundreds of interviews with those guys talking about the machines.
Yeah, I think it would be fair to say, and I'm sure the guys back in the UK would support this message, but with the introduction of like the MX330 machines like that, I think we were quite instrumental in the early days of helping Matsuura, push that machine to market. But clearly, the product speaks for itself. We were an assistance in that, but it had such an impact in the territory that we cover in the UK and Europe that, in small machine shops, companies that thought that automation was either out of their reach or unmanageable, or they maybe didn't have the volumes and things like that. And these were all messages that I think we were part of, kind of saying, you don't need to be making tens of thousands of a part to be able to benefit from a pallet solution. In fact, far from it. The better solution is if you're doing the lower volumes, and you need that flexibility to keep the machine running for long hours. And then I think the introduction of the 420, and then obviously the 520, which is actually about 12 or 15 years old now, I think, isn't it? The MX 520. Yeah. I think I did a video on that when it first came out, and I'm thinking, God, that was 12 years ago. But for me, then you go to the H Plus machine, the horizontal machining centers. That's really kind of where it all started, in a sense, for me, the automation. With a huge tool change, huge ATCs where you've got lots of tools and lots of pallets. So they're like, as Dominic, if he watches this, as we do a lot with him, and you made reference to him earlier saying that you think you're going to do a better job than he does.
No, I said I have no doubt.
Well done, Paul. Well done.
he was putting you to the test now. But no,
he likes a challenge.
He would say that these machines they're like vending machines. They're production vending machines, and if you want to improve productivity and be competitive, you don't often find a company that buys one and they've only got one. It tends to be they then become multiples of these machines. So they've done fantastically well in an area that needed the product like they've got. So
yeah, I'm going to actually play off of that before bringing you back into this, Tom, and then Arthur allowing you a couple of questions as well. As one of my favorite interviews, Paul, was actually, I want to say it was the first one I ever did with Matsuura at a company called Flying S. And they had 5 machines, and they had 2 Matsuuras, but the story was about this one Matsuura. So 5-axis machines. They had bought the Matsuura, and the Matsuura ran in 9 months the same amount of hours as the 5 other machines put together, based on the fact that they were able to constantly run 24/7. And then on top of that, it was all high mix, low volume. I mean, the batch sizes were 2 or 3 parts. I mean, this is the gift of Matsuura, isn't it, Tom?
Yeah, and really when people thought automation 5, 10, 15 years ago, they thought had to be high volume, we're a one-off machine shop, no use for automation. What they found is they can't keep up. They can't be competitive in the small lot, high mix, highly accurate parts. And that's where Matsuura has just slid into that niche so well, I think, by allowing you to set up hundreds of jobs and manage them all in pallets. And again, hit the green button and go.
Yeah, we flew out to Reno not too long ago where a company's purchased 24 of these things in like the last 3 years.
Right.
And they have a maze of Matsuuras. I actually did a little video. I'm like, guys, I'm lost in the blue. Where do I go? All it was Matsuura everywhere. Really a fascinating company. Arthur, I'm going to open it up to you as well. I know you have questions.
I have questions, but there's one thing just to throw on with like the H Plus series. Like I was working with a shop and he had bought one H300, right? And with the 12 station pallet changer on the outside and the tombstone, the horizontal machining, and he's like, man, this is working so good. He's like, I can set up each tombstone for different jobs. He's a high mix, low volume shop. He got a second one. He's like, well, why not? Why not? I can already plan all my jobs on one. I'm just going to carbon copy that, get the second machine, just get that all set up. And he loves it because he can do any kind of mix he needs on those tombstones. And it's not tied in. But my question, I mean, that's just testimony because I love seeing these machines out there.
It's good when we can share stories like that. And
oh,
you know, Tom's glowing on the end. He's like, he's like, yeah, tell me more about these successful customers.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing is he's a one-man shop. Okay. But anyway, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, and he just comes in, loads it up and runs. But we were talking about the additive side. That's a side where I still have a lot more to learn than the other areas. And you were telling me about the impact that you've had on the tool and like the tool and die mold making industry, where you're taking these times and you're cutting their production time down. And I wondered if you could share a little bit about that, because that story was just like, wow.
At EBITDA Growth Systems, we guarantee to double your value in 3 years. Well, instead of telling you about a guarantee, how about if I tell you a story? We had a shop owner come to us at an event saying, I'm not sure if you can help us. He said, we have our credit lines maxed out in our business. I have a second mortgage on my home, it's maxed out. I'm not sure what to do. I have a payroll coming up next week and I don't know if I'm going to make it. Can you help us? We said we weren't sure, so we came in and we came alongside of him. In 18 months, he went from not having any money to having over $800,000 in the bank and having a 6 times exit what his value was at that day. And now he's living a life that he always dreamed of with his family. And it's fantastic, and that's what's really rewarding for us, and that's what EBITDA Growth Systems is all about. If you want to know more about EBITDA Growth Systems, go to www.ebitagrowthsystems.com, EBITDA growthsystems.com, and go to our contact page where I will reach out to you personally.
A lot of our customers, and I come from the tooling and molding world, 30 plus years in injection molding and medical molding and contract manufacturing. One of our customers came to us and said, we spend $3 million on the outside building tools. On the additive side, we have a very good solution for building mold cavities. So we started working with them. They developed basically a manufacturing plan to build all of their molds in-house. Typically, they build production molds, they build market entry molds, they build design verification molds. We worked with them, got the design verification molds. Typically, if they built it on the outside, that was anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. That's down to 2 to 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Market entry molds, instead of committing to high production 4-cavity molds, now they can build 1-cavity molds in the same digital platform, and they can run tens to hundreds of thousands of parts. If that product never takes off, they never invest in the multi-cavity molds. And now they're working on building production molds on our system same way. So they've taken that $3 million outside spend and basically built it all in-house and cut their lead times way down, gives their own internal designers great flexibility, time to market. They're launching new products every other month, it seems like.
This is with the Lumex machine.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have a
away.
Lumex and a 5-axis machining center, so they've built the system around building the 90%.
So for those that don't know, the Lumex machine, just quickly describe it.
Okay. The Lumex is a additive subtractive machine, so we do powder bed printing, like a lot of the other additive machines, and then we have a 46,000 RPM spindle that we actually machine as we grow the part. So we're adding and subtracting, and we've developed a lot of techniques, and we're accuracy almost on a regular basis, plus or minus 5 microns.
Whew.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
which is
something
injection molding type.
Yeah.
tolerance.
And you're saying 5 microns. And for context, I read this morning, okay? We keep talking about the human hair when we're talking microns and how many fractions of a hair and everything else. Did you know the red blood cell is only 7 microns?
I actually
not
saw
know
a meme about
a red
that.
blood
Yeah,
cell
yeah,
is
yeah.
only 7. So you control smaller than a red blood cell, y'all. Like, try to conceptualize the size of a blood cell in your body. That's how tight these tolerances are.
And yeah, and I say that tolerance, and it's part machine, part techniques, part mold design, part design, and that kind of thing. So
But you
it's
said
a whole
about
system.
printing, machining. Don't you just print then machine?
Nope. We
So you're-
print, machine, print on top of the machine surface.
What's the why do you do that?
Imperfections, remove imperfections,
remove
right?
imperfections,
Yeah.
remove any inaccuracies in the printing. And then if you can imagine in molding, there's lots of tall, thin components. So we're only ever working with a very low reach.
What's the print? The amount of print. What's
We
the
print 10,000ths and
Okay.
machine it.
Okay.
So for me, you may have noticed when you were telling that story and you said that the time distance change, right, from the lead time to finished part. Wow, because there is certainly a stereotype in the additive manufacturing world where it works great. It can be creative. We can do one-offs. We can do splines through the middle that have something an end mill can never do, right? But it's usually about time. Time is the conversation, and what you just said, the reduction of time, is what blew my mind. So, is there a misconception about additive manufacturing and the speed of it?
I would say the time in the machine is longer in additive. The fact that it's one process, one machine, no multiple setups. In a traditional manufacturing shop, the successful ones are mostly running departments, right? So they move it from roughing to heat treating to finishing to wire EDM to sinker EDM. All of those departments have queue times. In the
Yeah.
additive subtractive case, in the Lumex case, you don't have those multiple lead times.
That makes sense.
Plus, a lead time in a mold shop is really their queue time, their backlog. So they're quoting jobs 6 weeks that really, if they could build them as fast as they could without any interruptions and start the day they got the file, they could build molds in 4 or 5 days too, but they have to build backlog.
Hi everybody, Amy Teal, CEO and co-founder of Shop Floor Coffee, proudly a women-owned business that's supporting the manufacturing community.
Mike Franz, CIO, co-founder of Shop Floor Coffee. Thanks everybody for tuning in to check us out. Amy, tell us a little bit about Shop Floor Coffee.
So we're here to give back to the manufacturing community through purchases of coffee. So every purchase you make, we donate a portion of those proceeds back to help workforce development initiatives.
We can't tell you how much it means to us to help support the great manufacturing community. We've been involved with it for like 20 years, and we know there's issues around finding good people, finding people that really want to be involved in the industry, and we want to start by giving back to that, giving back to the programs, getting kids involved with these awesome programs. There's robotics, there's computer software, there's so many cool things involved with the industry that people just aren't aware of. We want to help raise that awareness by giving back in a little way that we can.
And really we came up with the idea of Shop Floor Coffee because there are 2 complaints on a shop floor. It's the coffee and the toilet paper. We can't do anything about the toilet paper, but we can help you get better tasting coffee on your shop floor while helping the community. So shopfloorcoffee.com, come visit us and support the community.
I could make the discussion pretty easily for any machine shop out there for the potential investment in one of your pallet change systems. I would love to hear your elevator pitch about shops out there who are not diving yet into additive manufacturing and who might want to swing by your booth to learn more about this process, because obviously it can help people. And I want to hear more about that as well. And let's invite everyone to come to IMTS and have this conversation with you.
My elevator pitch is, if you're buying tools on the outside, if you struggle with lead time, if you have quality issues, you don't need to develop a whole tool room inside your own facility. If you do some machining, you already have the capabilities. Implementing the Lumex integrated into your manufacturing plan will certainly help. So if you build tools, run tools, use parts out of tools and can control your own destiny, that's where the Lumex.
So if you have a machine shop, you should have a Lumex.
I agree.
Is that the summary of that statement? Paul, author, I'll leave it open to you guys. You see, we have a couple of minutes left, and I don't want to steal all the time.
I think that machine, the Lumex machine, has been around for some years as well, though, hasn't it? This isn't a new, you were very early into the adoption of that type of technology. In fact, probably one of the first, I guess. Would that be right?
Yep. Well, we were the first to market with this additive, subtractive concept, and it's, although it's a niche market, it really took the last 6 years of all of our worldwide facilities developing techniques, developing strategies in order to make accurate parts. And that's really what we've been focused on, with 10 application engineers worldwide, a whole software development side in Japan, working hard to come up with a technique to build accurate parts with the proper surface finish for molding. And I can unequivocally say we're there.
Paul, was it you that did the Lumex interview in 2022?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I'm just in fact, when we started talking about it, I was kind of but I think that's where we started the stream, didn't we, on the Lumex
Correct,
machine?
yeah.
I see them in the UK and in Europe. They promote this technology a lot, and for me, it's fascinating. It's really fascinating. But I think Lumex is one thing, but I think, as I said earlier, I think the pallet machines, the unmanned running, those areas of improving productivity, I guess, are going to be part of your position.
Yeah, that's our 100% focus, is how do we improve a company's productivity. We're no longer, we used to say if we could sell an operator with every machine, we'd double our sales. Now we can really, one operator can run multiple machines, and the people taking advantage of that are really successful.
And I would just, I know we're running, just say
That's
quickly
all right. Keep
that
going, buddy.
the thing with providing a machine that does lights out running, there's loads of factors around it as well, though, isn't there? How the tool management, the swarf evacuation, the controlling the process, and these are things that there is a lot of companies that develop production machines, but yet can they crack those other areas around it? That's really important. The two come hand in hand.
Yeah, and it's important to remember, Matsuura, that's all in-house developed.
No.
So we've worked to integrate that to our machines. They're not easily separable, and they're not, unlike bolt-on or add-on accessories, we typically don't get involved much of that.
And you can use your RIM software, is it, just to see what the efficiency is and all the rest of it? Yeah.
Have you been to Japan? Let's go this year. I plan to head over to Jimtoff. Maybe we can talk to Tom and Yuto and Katsu and see about sneaking over to Matsuura again. I think you'd like that tour.
Yeah.
We're launching some exciting things at Jimtoff, so especially on the Lumex side. So
Well, stay tuned for this is IMTS talk, but stay tuned for Jimtoff as well. We're going there. Author, if you have any questions, obviously the time is now done, but I know you're a curious guy, so I'll leave it with you and then I'll close out.
Yeah, and so for the Lumex, you're going to have more of that at IMTS, right? That I can come check out at the booth and get more hands-on. Because when you're talking about everything you can get done on that one machine, and you're like, oh, traditionally you do this, and then you go to EDM, and it's all those transfers that are now missing. Like when you guys are talking about that automation, spreading that one person everywhere, I just want to see more of how that works.
we'll have a Lumex machine there running different parts on one platform. So stand in front of the machine for 5 minutes, you get a full Monty look at what goes on in the machine, and then a couple of our demos are taking printed parts and finishing them in a specific application that requires that on some of our 5-axis machines.
Okay, so a little bit of mystery, a little bit of mystery.
And you recognize this young man here, this handsome young man. You will see him again near that Lumex machine, I can guarantee you.
Awesome.
Tom, any closing statements from your side that you'd just like to say about IMTS in general before I close this out?
Yeah, we're just excited to see everyone come. I think we're back to where we were in 2018 before the pandemic, so hopefully there'll be good traffic. And Matsuura, we do a really good job of hosting. Katsu and Yuto Matsuura will be there. If you want to meet the founders, generational founders of the company, they'll be there, and they're great people to work with. And when you work with Matsuura, you're working with a family company.
That is 100% true from my understanding as well, and the time I've spent with you guys. Absolutely. And are we doing karaoke?
Better job than Dominic? What do you reckon?
Oh, I wouldn't say that on while recording. Christian, are we still recording? I can't say that just yet, Paul. I wouldn't do that to Tom. But let's just say Tom did amazing, and so does Dominic. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and close out. MTDCNC will be with Matsuura on Tuesday from 12:30 to 2:30. Booth number 338630. We appreciate your time. This is Matsuura, Tom, Paul, Arthur. Thank you all as well, and we will see you again soon.